Yes, welcome you all. It's a beautiful evening, 19th, and thank you all for taking the time and coming here. On behalf of Aqualily Houseowners Association, it is my pleasure to welcome all of you to our annual general body meeting. This is our 8th annual general body meeting. The gathering represents an important opportunity for us to come together as community, reflect on the past year's achievement, and look ahead to the future. Whether you have been part of this community for years or new to our community, your presence here today is vital. Over the past year, we have worked together to maintain and enhance the quality of life in our community. From completing infrastructure upgrades, organizing community events, to addressing important issues affecting our homes and environment, we have made strides toward creating a welcoming, vibrant, and safe place for all. Today's meeting is not just about updates and discussions, it's also about ensuring every voice is heard. As house owners, your input is essential in shaping the decisions that impact our shared spaces, resources, and community spirit. During the course of this meeting, we will listen to the President's address as they highlight the community's accomplishments, address ongoing challenges, and share a vision for the future. The Secretary's report will provide a detailed overview of administrative activities and key actions taken throughout the year. Presentation of audited financial statements for the financial year 2023-24, including report of statutory auditors by the Treasurer, will be done. Election officers' declaration of results along with the names of new executive committee members and zonal committee members against notified vacancies. Pass ordinary resolutions. We have 3 resolutions to be passed. Adoption of audited annual financial statement for the year 23-24. Appointment of statutory auditors for the year 24-25. Appointment of new EC and ZC members as per certified results of election officer, including thanksgiving to the outgoing representatives. Address questions, concerns and ideas from the community. I encourage everyone to participate actively and constructively as we work towards shared goals. Remember, our HOA thrives on collaboration, and it's through collective efforts that we can achieve the best outcomes for our neighborhood. Once again, thank you for taking the time to joining us this evening. Your dedication and engagement are the backbone of our association, and we look forward to a productive and positive meeting. Now let's get started. To begin with, I would like to invite our President, Mr. Srinivasan, to provide an overview of the year's highlights. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Morgan, for the welcome address. Good evening, my neighbors. Thank you for joining us today. Some of you might be virtually joining, some of you in person. Thank you for that. It's always a privilege to gather with such an engaged and thoughtful community. Your presence here underscores the shared commitment we all have in making Aqualily a thriving and welcoming place to call home. I think today we have 60 plus members in attendance. Some of them might be coming inside. So with this, I confirm that the quorum requirement for conducting the 8th AGM has been met. First, I would like to seek the approval for the minutes of the 7th AGM of our association held on December 9, 2023, which was previously circulated to the members through ADA. So thank you. I basically I just want to take an approval for that. And now last year I began my speech. Some of you might have been here in the last year. I began my speech by expressing my heartfelt gratitude to the past and current office bearers and EC members. With a year now behind us, my sense of gratitude has only deepened. This is often called as a thankless job, and I want to extend my sincere thanks to everyone who has contributed to making Aqualily a vibrant and thriving community. Their dedication and efforts are the backbone of a well-functioning, safe, and harmonious community. Thank you, all the EC members. Thank you very much. However, for the community to thrive sustainably, it is essential for new members to step forward and participate actively. Always fresh perspectives and diverse skills bring innovative ideas and energy, ensuring the association remains dynamic and effective. I urge all members to actively participate in various community initiatives. This involvement will not only foster a sense of belonging, but also provide valuable insights into the challenges of managing a large and diverse community like ours. Your participation is key to building a stronger, more inclusive, and well-functioning community. Over the past year, our community has seen significant developments, from routine maintenance projects to enhancements that elevate our shared spaces. We continue to focus on the priorities you have voiced, and as most important, I am pleased to share some of the key projects we successfully completed which have contributed to improving our shared spaces, safety and sustainability. Renovated the kids' play area and the indoor play area. Introduced door-to-door collection of waste in phased manner, ensuring better waste management practices. Improved security within the community by expanding the camera coverage, basically. Conducted a comprehensive electrical safety audit to ensure the well-being of all residents. We have changed the waste management vendor for improved service quality. Initiated the process of changing the security and housekeeping vendors for better service delivery. We have just initiated that process, it will continue. Commissioned solar power in E-block common areas, furthering our commitment to sustainability. Very importantly, another issue is we issued very clear guidelines on managing stray dogs menace to address safety and coexistence concerns. Collaborated with Mahindra to carry out repair works within the community. The details of these projects and their outcomes, Secretary Mr. Ram will be presenting in his report after me. The next subject I want to touch upon is the community spirit. Basically, the green spaces within Aqualily have become one of our greatest prides, because I see wherever I go, they talk about these green spaces. In fact, some of the government websites, they have taken the photograph of us and then they're publishing it. Probably we will charge royalty from them. The lush green spaces within Aqualily stand as a testament to the hard work and dedication of our fantastic garden committee. I want to take this opportunity to extend our heartfelt gratitude to the committee for their unwavering efforts in maintaining the vibrancy and beauty of our surroundings. Their commitment ensures that Aqualily remains a green oasis we can all cherish. At the heart of our society is our shared sense of community, and no one embodies the spirit more than our incredible cultural committee. In fact, one of our EC members was the past cultural committee member. Now it's led by Veena. They play a vital role in bringing us together, fostering unity, creating joyful moments through their thoughtful and inclusive celebrations. This year, we formed two important committees. One is basically MWCDL negotiation committee, and another one is an operational committee. The negotiation committee is basically following the commitment I made during my last AGM. We expanded the negotiation committee to facilitate discussions on the common area transfer and finalize the defect liability to be addressed by MWCDL. The committee comprises 7 representatives from each zone. A status update on the matter will be included in the Secretary's report. Operational committee was established to address maintenance issues promptly and ensure repairs are carried out effectively. Additionally, the committee will collaborate with the EC to develop and manage budgets for operational needs. The committee comprises 2 representatives from each zone. Let me look at the challenges and opportunities. So, aging infrastructure. Aging infrastructure presents significant challenges for the association, impacting both the functionality and financial health of the community. As facilities like roads, electrical systems, sewage, and common facilities age, they require more frequent repairs and eventually major replacements. Of course, this will strain HOA's budget and lead to increased charges or whatever it is, special assessment if reserves are insufficient. Additionally, outdated infrastructure may pose safety risk. Importantly, will lower property values and reduce the overall appeal of the community. So proactively addressing these issues through regular maintenance, inspections, and long-term planning is essential to mitigate cost and ensure the community remains safe, attractive, and functional for all residents. The next one is compliance with the Tamil Nadu Apartment Owners Act. I would like to bring an important update to everyone's attention. The Tamil Nadu Apartment Owners Act 2022 has officially come into effect, and it will directly impact how we govern and manage our community. As an association, we are committed to adhering to the provisions of this act in the coming year. This act will impact certain aspects of how we govern and manage our association. AQHOA is committed to adhering to the provisions of this Act, and we will ensure that all necessary adjustments, including changes in our bylaws or cost model, are implemented smoothly in the coming year. Financial challenges. As we look ahead the coming year, it is essential to address the topic of maintenance charges. Over the past few years, these charges have remained unchanged despite rising costs for essential services, repairs and improvements required to maintain the quality of our community. Additionally, the implementation of the Tamil Nadu Apartment Owners Act introduces new requirements to bring more transparency and also to bring more fair allocation of cost within the association. To align with these provisions and ensure the long-term financial sustainability of our association, it will be necessary to review and revise the current cost model. The revision will help cover increasing operational expenses, support critical infrastructure upgrades, and allow us to build adequate reserves for future needs. While we understand that any adjustments may feel burdensome, the step is vital to preserve the standards and value of our community. We will approach this process with care, that I can assure you, providing detailed explanations and engaging all members to ensure transparency and fairness. Your input and understanding will be invaluable as we navigate this important decision together. Another important aspect is some of our zones within our community have requested greater clarity regarding the corpus interest allocated to them. This is a very valid and important request because having a clear understanding of the available corpus interest will enable zones to plan effectively for their specific expenses and initiatives. To address this, we will ensure that the details of the corpus interest are communicated to each zone. This will not only enhance transparency but also empower zones to make informed financial decisions that align with priorities. You will be noticing there are some addition of new blocks now. Last year also I touched upon this particular subject. This year we anticipate the inclusion of the 2C2 block members into our association. While this is an exciting opportunity to expand our community, it also comes with significant responsibilities and adjustments. The integration will require updates to our existing bylaws to formally incorporate the new block and ensure alignment with the association's governance framework. Additionally, our financial systems will need modifications to accommodate the contributions and expenses associated with the new members. Furthermore, the addition may necessitate capital infrastructure updates to ensure that shared amenities and facilities can adequately support the expanded membership. We will also need to revisit manpower planning, including security, housekeeping, and maintenance staff, to ensure seamless service delivery to the entire community. Finally, a special thanks to go to our election officer, Mrs. Purni, for her role in ensuring the election process was conducted smoothly, transparently, and efficiently. Thank you, Purni. I want to recognize everyone who contributed in organizing this AGM, whether it was managing the logistics, technical support, or communication. Their efforts have been crucial to the success of this gathering. In closing, I want to sincerely thank you all for your trust and collaboration throughout my period as a president as well as an easy member. Serving as the president of the association has been an incredible honor and privilege. However, due to changes in some personal commitments, I have made a very difficult decision to step down from my role as a president and also as an executive committee member. In fact, the founder president just advised me, why don't you continue and all these things. But anyway, and the process will continue anyway. I'm stepping down. Thank you, sir, for your advice. I wish the association and its members continued success and look forward to following your journey with great excitement and pride. And another important, I have to thank a person, that is Ram. I mean, without Ram, he's a very dynamic leader. I would say he's a born leader, and my hair has gone gray, but he used to advise me so many things to me. So thank you, Ram, for your Now I'd like to invite Ram to present the Secretary's report and take us through the highlights and key updates from the past year. Thank you. Thank you all.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for taking the time and I know this Sunday evening and being here with us. It's an honor to stand before you as Secretary of AQHOA as we reflect on the past year. I am proud to highlight the work we have accomplished together, the challenges we have overcome, and the progress we have made toward building a stronger and more vibrant community. Okay. So let me take you through some of the community projects that we have completed this year. Renovation of the kids play area, a long overdue upgrade and request. We are thrilled to announce the successful renovation of the kids play area, a project that has been overdue but was well worth the wait. This much needed upgrade reflects our commitment to creating a safe, enjoyable and engaging environment for children of Aqualily. The renovation was long overdue as the previous play area had significant wear and tear over the years. Delaying and address this issue had impacted the quality playtime of our children, but we are pleased to have finally delivered a space that meets their needs and exceeds the expectations. As we got into this project, there was a reason why it was the execution was delayed. It was a fairly detailed work that need to be done. Key highlights of the renovation: preparation of the floor surface area. Even before laying the EPDM, the surface area below that, the concrete structure had to be relaid. Tree roots had caused significant damage to the surface. A chemical treatment was applied to prevent future root growth and safeguard the new flooring. Then concrete base was repaired with smooth finish, ensuring durability and polished. So the slopes, laying EPDM had special requirements and all of those was met. Post that, we had to strengthen the play equipment, reinforcing through welding, ensure safety and durability. Certain components were damaged and were no longer functional. They had to be replaced with new high quality parts to restore the equipment's full functionality. All play equipment was thoroughly repainted, giving a fresh and vibrant look, while also providing an added layer of protection against weathering and wear. Then the EPDM was relayed. After careful deliberation and thorough evaluation of various options, we concluded that the EPDM, ethylene propylene diene monomer, would be the ideal material for play area surface. The reasons: it was the original material used by Mahindra, so that made it consistent with quality, appearance and performance. EPDM has excellent cushioning, reducing the risks for people during injuries and fall. It is resistant to UV rays, rain, extreme temperatures. So all this made EPDM the better choice. Now this revitalized play area is more than just a space for recreation. It is an investment in the well-being and happiness of our community's youngest members. It provides them a safe environment for children to explore, play and grow, a hub for families to connect and build relationships, a visually appealing addition to the neighborhood. Now what we expect from the community in return is to keep this space enjoyable for years to come. We kindly request the cooperation of all the residents in maintaining its cleanliness and follow the rules while playing in the kids play area. We request members not to wear sharp footwear, not to ride cycles in between. That kids play area is designed for kids, and sometimes I see seniors playing in there, which could be avoided. We thank everyone for their patience and support throughout the renovation process. I acknowledge that it took longer than expected, but let's encourage our children to make most of their new and improved play area. We also implemented door-to-door waste collection at Aqualily. This is a step towards a cleaner and a greener community. At Aqualily, we continuously strive to enhance the quality of life of all the residents by adopting sustainable practices and improving community services. One of the most significant initiatives undertaken this year is the implementation of the door-to-door waste collection, which is being rolled out in a phased manner across our zones. We have consistently received complaints such as overflowing dustbins, residents leaving waste outside the bins, stray dogs and monkeys scattering the waste, creating a mess. So, as a trial, we have conducted this door-to-door collection, and it has been successful so far. It has been successfully introduced in Zone 1, 3, and 4, benefiting the residents by providing a seamless and efficient waste management system. Plans are underway to extend the services to the remaining zones in the near future, ensuring that every household of Aqualily enjoys the benefits of the initiative. Safety cameras. So, enhancing safety and additional security camera coverage. We continue to receive recurring complaints regarding incidents such as theft of bicycle parts, petrol, and other similar events. In response to these concerns and in an effort to enhance community security, AQHO has made a decision to increase the security camera coverage in a phased manner. This expanded coverage will help deter criminal activity, provide valuable evidence in case of future incidents, and ultimately create a safer environment for all the residents. With this proactive step, we aim to address the ongoing concerns and ensure that all feel secure within the community. Current implementation status: this year the security cameras were successfully installed in D block with a total of 41 cameras strategically placed over key areas. These cameras monitor lift areas in the basement and ground floor, entry and exit points in the basement, driveways in the basement. Apart from the coverage in D block, we now have 41 cameras covering the entire the compound area, providing comprehensive surveillance. These cameras also cover the entry and exit points, ensuring enhanced security throughout the community. There are 63 cameras providing comprehensive security coverage in C block. This expanded camera network aims to improve safety and reduce incidents, providing residents with peace of mind. This year, we also conducted a comprehensive electrical safety audit to ensure the well-being of all residents. A comprehensive inspection of the community's electrical system was conducted to ensure safety, reliability, and adequacy in meeting residents' needs. This critical audit aims to prevent electrical hazards, improve system efficiency, and safeguard the overall well-being of our community. Key issues identified way forward: replacement of transformer cable sleeves. So if you see, most of the cable sleeves were kind of damaged. This was as they rubbed against each other, this was causing some electrical short circuits. So we have replaced the cable sleeves. Replacement of feeder pillars for D block and the villas. Overload issues caused by loose connections were frequently observed. The outdated porcelain insulated in these panels were brittle and prone to breakage, making them difficult to tighten. So porcelain insulators were replaced with stronger and lighter epoxy resin insulators, which are more durable and easier to handle. Additional upgrades included the replacement of aluminum bus bars, clamps, and other components that had melted due to heat generation by loose connections. Status of the work completed. The other issue identified in this audit was transformer earthing replacement. Replacement will be, this status is pending, that will be the next thing that we attend to. Replacement will be undertaken where necessary to ensure safe and effective of the earthing systems. The other issue was DG auto start and automatic changeover issue. The problem: current system does not automatically switch to DG power during voltage fluctuations requiring manual intervention. This issue is exacerbated by the frequent fluctuations from unused substations. Collaborating with the TNB, what is the action plan going forward is collaborating with the TNB and consultants to develop a solution for automatic changeover. Missing feeder pillar for C block, C6 especially. So according to the approval EB layout, every block should have a dedicated feeder pillar. Block C6 is currently looped to C5 feeder, causing overload issues and frequent power failures for residents. This issue has been escalated to the builder for resolution. There is an inactive transformer at the main clubhouse. One transformer in the clubhouse is non-functional due to underground cable issue. Power has been temporarily looped to the second transformer. DG underground cable failure. One phase of the three-phase supplying power to 21 villas is non-functional due to cable failure. As a temporary solution, we have looping has been implemented to maintain power supply. We are working to resolve this. Non-functional DG near Villa 10, one of the 3 DGs is non-functional. Discussions are underway with the vendor to resolve this issue. Shed construction, quotation received for the construction of sheds from to protect protect the DG's sets from rains and other weather ailments. So in conclusion, the electrical safety audit has identified and addressed several critical issues, ensuring improved safety reliability of our community's electrical systems. While significant progress has been made, ongoing efforts are focused on resolving pending concerns to enhance the community's infrastructure and quality of life. The other changes that we have made this year is on vendor management. We changed service levels of our earlier waste management vendor A2I had deteriorated and necessitated more than required follow-up from our side for keeping the campus clean. Besides, the A2I vendor was also asking for another revision. So after doing a vendor comparison through PPC and taking EC approval, it was decided to replace A2I with Senthil Kumar Traders this year. We have also initiated process of changing the security and housekeeping vendors for better service delivery. We have been working with handyman for over 3 years, providing security and housekeeping services for our community. However, the quality of their services has continued to deteriorate over time. This year, we experienced another coupling theft incident. As a result, we took immediate action by replacing those stolen couplings and will be recovering the cost from handyman. Going forward, we have decided to separate the vendors for security and housekeeping services. This change will allow us improve the quality and reliability of both the services, ensuring better security and maintenance of our community. We have recommended there is a recommendation with the EC for replacing using VMAN security services for security and Fovial solutions for housekeeping services. They will be tentatively taking over from March 1, 2025. We had an AMC contract for the broom barrier with Decam. They were not able to fulfill their contract terms, and therefore we have terminated their contract. The other issue that we wanted to highlight this year was the stray dog management. An awareness session on stray dog management was conducted for the residents of Aqualily. This session was led by the sub-collector, deputy DSP of DSP, the Tahsildar, the block development officer, and a veterinary doctor from Animal Husbandry Department, and members from Blue Cross and Animal Welfare Board. The residents of Aqualily had serious concern about managing stray dogs within the compound, and this meeting was organized to understand their issues and suggest solutions agreeable to all. This meeting was attended by 30 residents from Aqualily representing diverse viewpoints on subjects being discussed. As an outcome of this, the AQHOA identified feeding locations outside the compound of the residents to feed the stray dogs. AQHOA coordinated with local authorities and conducted a vaccination and sterilization drive for stray dogs within Aqualily. The other task completed this year was the commissioning of solar power in E-block for the E-block common area. The net meter has been successfully installed now, and power has been loaded to the grid, making a significant step forward in efficient energy management and sustainability for the community. Through this year, we have also been working on discussing the MWC defect liability works with MWCDL. The progress report is as follows. D-block seepage work, completed work, terrace seepage repairs. A detailed report was prepared by civil engineering consulting firm, and MRDL had agreed to undertake the required repair works for all the apartment blocks. This was also done for D-block. To be done for D-block, external wall cracks, negotiation with MRDL are still ongoing and work has yet not commenced yet. Basement water seepage. So, one of the major concerns of D-block owners has been the water seepage in the basement. There are multiple reasons for it. We are working with MRDL to address all these issues one by one, and currently the repair work is in progress. E-block DLP work that needs to be done. Seepage and rectification work, repairs under the defect liability period remain pending for E-block. C-block seepage work, completed works. Again, as for all the blocks, terrace seepage has been completed. This work has been completed. To be done, missing feeder pillar for C6. A deviation from approved electrical plan was resulted in C5 and C6 sharing a single feeder pillar, causing load issues. This missing feeder pillar issue is we are addressing this with MRDL, and we will find a solution soon. Bison board replacement has been another issue. Discussions are ongoing for the replacement of bison boards, similar to the solution implemented for Zone 2 and Zone 3. External wall cracks. Negotiations with MRDL for repair work are still in progress. This is for C block. For A and B block, this year we completed the terrace seepage works just like we had done for all the blocks. In summary, AQHOA has made significant progress in addressing seepage related issues with the terrace repairs completed across most blocks. However, several critical tasks such as external wall repairs, basement water seepage and feeder pillar installation remain pending. Efforts are ongoing in collaboration with MRDL to ensure these works are addressed promptly. Apart from this, we have undertaken other infrastructure improvements. Tree pruning was carried out to remove old overhanging branches, reducing the risk of damage from falling limbs during storms and improved safety for residents. Street lights in the north gate were replaced. It was long pending because the heights at which these poles were too high for us to reach and make this replacement. What we have done is we have reduced the heights at which these lights are placed so that this change will make it easier to replace the lights in the future, addressing delays caused by the previous height. We continuously received complaints that there are debris across, left in some of the common areas, some of the the staircases, the basements. So a thorough debris cleaning was conducted across the community to remove accumulated waste and materials, ensuring public spaces clean and safe. However, we have one request to the residents. Please do not leave your individual house debris in a common area. By doing so, you are moving the cost from you and making all the members share the cost, which is not in good spirits. Convex mirrors were installed at key intersections within the community to improve the traffic visibility and safety, reducing blind spots and preventing potential accidents. Another issue in D block was glass louvers. Most of the glass louvers in the podium area and at the ground floor level were broken. So glass louvers were installed in the basement and podium area to enhance ventilation and safety while maintaining a modern aesthetic and clean space. Painting was done at the Cabana light post within the Villa Clubhouse. The biometric attendance system at both main gate and VGS was repaired to improve security and ensure accurate monitoring of residents and visitors. Indoor game area at MCH was renovated with updated equipment and better facilities, ensuring that the residents can enjoy a comfortable and engaging space for creation. We have also this year created a fire safety checklist. This will improve the safety and preparedness in case of a fire. These infrastructure improvements reflect our ongoing commitment to creating a safer, cleaner and more enjoyable living environment for the entire community. Some of the statutory compliances that we have achieved this year: renewal of fire license. The fire license for apartments were successfully renewed, ensuring that the community meets all fire safety regulations and standards mandated by the authorities. The Society Registration was completed for a period of 6 years, providing legal compliance for the community's operations. Bylaw amendments were registered, reflecting updates to governance policies and member addition formalities. The lift licenses were renewed to comply with safety standards, ensuring the continued safe operation of the lifts. These statutory compliances measures demonstrate our dedication to maintaining legal and operational standards, safeguarding the interest of all residents. This year, we made significant strides in enhancing the quality of our members' community engagement. Our focus on fostering a sense of community has never been stronger. This year, the Cultural Committee have excelled in organizing festivities that celebrate the diversity within Aqualily, embracing all religious and cultural occasions. From North Indian to South Indian festivals and every celebration in between, they have embodied the spirit of togetherness that make our community so unique. The Cultural Committee organized several successful events, including they organized a Holi celebration in March, Tanjore doll painting workshop in April, a fun and energetic marathon event that brought all the residents together in June, Janmashtami celebrations in August, 2 nights of festivities filled with Garba and Dandiya in September, Festival of Lights Diwali was celebrated in November, a joyful celebration with Christmas decorations and activities was done in December, and in January this year we had the New Year. We welcomed the New Year with a DJ party, and we also had the traditional festivals of Pongal and Lori. These events reflect our diverse and vibrant community spirit, offering opportunities for residents to connect, celebrate, and create a cherished memories together. From the diverse flora and fauna they nurture to fresh air we can enjoy on our walks, the garden committee's contributions enrich our lives and enhance the beauty of our surroundings. The work they do not only sustains our environment but also strengthens the sense of peace and well-being that we all cherish in our community. Some of the activities that they have done this year: pruning of trees to ensure healthy growth, spraying pesticides and Aqualily to control pests and diseases, application of urea and manure to ensure soil fertility, plant new trees and grasses in common areas. Recently, landscaping and planting was completed at all the 3 entrance gates. More than 1,000 plants have been propagated from the nursery and planted in the common areas. This is one thing we really need to appreciate. I think we have been doing it every year, but the garden committee propagates its own, mostly it propagates its own plant. We hardly go out and buy new plants. Composting initiatives: composting is carried out using agar and resulting manure is utilized in the common area gardens. A systematic work schedule is followed for garden upkeep. Continuous monitoring ensures the maintenance activities are performed efficiently. We have also made strides toward sustainability this year. Waste segregation session was organized for the members of Aqualily. Also, when Zone 1 decided they need a vehicle for waste management, we decided to go for a battery operated vehicle. As the president in his speech mentioned, we have formed a negotiation committee this year. This year we formed an expanded negotiation committee and added 7 members from each zone. The committee would negotiate the transfer of common areas from MWCDLs in accordance with RERA and Tamil Nadu Apartment Owners Act 2022. The committee would also negotiate the defect liability rectification work with the MWCDL need to undertake, financial settlement, and address gaps in statutory compliances. The committee has met thrice so far. Current status: after the negotiation committee 1 and 2, it was decided to write to MWCDL seeking transfer of common areas in accordance with RERA and Apartment Owners Act 2022. And it was also decided that once MWCDL responds with its proposal, AQHOA can appoint a qualified legal team to evaluate and validate the proposal from MWCDL. To this email, MWCDL responded with a draft settlement deal. The negotiation committee met again to streamline and fasten the execution of operational projects and to provide visibility to the EC for upcoming project expenses. So most of the work that they had done, I had already elaborated in my work done, but some of the key tasks that the operations committee did: the electrical audit and subsequent repair work, evaluation of vendors for the security and housekeeping services, gym equipment renovation, and MCH indoor play area renovation were some of the key tasks that the operation committee have done. Looking ahead, as we highlight this year's achievements, we recognize that there is always more to be done. Our focus for the coming years include security and housekeeping contract change, transition to separate vendors for security and housekeeping services to enhance efficiency, accountability, and overall service quality. Yeah. So going forward, we are focused on changing the security and housekeeping contracts. New Act implementation and bylaw revision committee would be constituted, establishing a committee to address the implementation of new regulations, reviewing bylaws, and proposed cost allocation revisions to ensure fairness and compliance with the updated laws. Waste segregation, strengthening our efforts towards waste segregation to promote sustainable practices, enhance cleanliness, and align with environmental goals. These initiatives reflect our commitment to continuous improvement and build a better, more sustainable, and harmonious community for all residents. Together, we can achieve even greater milestones in the year ahead. Now I want to express my gratitude. None of these accomplishments would have been possible without the support and dedication of our EC members, all the committee members, and most importantly, you, the residents. Your active participation, constructive feedback, and community spirit have been instrumental in making this year a success. A special thanks to the facility management team. The facility management is a truly thankless job, one where even addressing 9 out of 10 complaints often goes unnoticed, while one unaddressed issue takes center stage. Yet behind the scenes, the efforts of this team to keep our community running smoothly is appreciated. Let us take this moment to extend our appreciation to our estate manager, assistant managers, accountants, help desk team, security, gardeners, housekeeping team and their MEP staff for their service throughout the year. In closing, I want to say, together we have made Aqualily a better place to live, work and thrive in this year. Let's continue with this momentum into the next year, fostering a community we are all proud of to call home. Thank you for your trust, your involvement and your commitment. Wish you another year of growth and success for Aqualily. Thank you all. Now I request our treasurer to present the audited financial statements.
Good evening, everyone. I welcome each one of you present here and the others who have joined us online via YouTube. Thanks to Mr. Srinivasan and Ram for their presidential and secretarial address. Let us now get into the most interesting part of the evening on how our monetary contribution is getting utilized for member services and for community development. I will be taking you through the following in this presentation as we already are towards the close of the current year: income and expense analysis with previous year and fixed asset, projection based on actuals of 23-24 and the estimate of 8 months of current year, and share a glimpse of what is in store for 25-26. Let me start with a brief overview of our income. 96% of our income is through member contribution via the monthly maintenance estimate charged to the unit on a monthly basis. At times when MME is not received by the due date, a penalty is charged. Currently it is showing up as the second largest income source, but I wish to see this number going down. I will talk to you a little bit towards the end of this presentation on how we can get this down. Also, I hope all of you are aware and know that there is an ICICI ATM machine in the main clubhouse. We get a monthly rental for the same. Also, we have other sources of income via this multi-purpose hall booking, non-member income via the stalls, advertisements. We have external trainers coming into Aqualily. And also we receive a minimal income from MWCDL for the unsold units. Also there is a minor charge as move-in and move-out lift charges. These are all the ones which come under the income source, while 96%, that is the major part, is from our MME only. Our major expense is towards facility maintenance that is contracted to handyman services since 2021 of October. This includes manpower for security, MEP technicians, housekeeping and gardening. Other major expenses are towards breakdown maintenance, elevator maintenance and waste management, totaling to 80% of our expenses. Compared to 22-23, major expense increase has been for facility maintenance, firefighting system maintenance, DG consumption and professional charges. I think you can see it very clearly on the slide. Again, I would like to go with a detailed view on variance. 4.5% increase in facility maintenance is due to handyman turnover and salary. Significant increase in fire system maintenance spend is due to fire equipment repair and replacement. Expense incurred under professional charges was towards tally consultancy, terrace seepage inspection, e-voting charges, etc. in 23-24. At the same time, there has been a reduction for some of the cost categories. In essence, between 22-23 and 23-24, there has been no appreciable increase between the years in the overall expenses. BUR, I think many of you know, is the bi-monthly utility reimbursement. This includes the domestic water purchased and common electricity that is billed to members once in 2 months on actuals. There is an increase in electricity expense, again that is due to the revisions in the rate. The list that is shown to you is the list of fixed assets. Major asset in 23-24 has been the Zone 4 CCTV installation. As was mentioned by the President in his address, I've just listed assets created and replaced in the current year, that is 24-25. Prominent among them is the kids play area renovation, CCTV installation in Zone 3, apart from VCH painting, transformer sleeve replacement, tiles and door replacement in MCH first floor where the kids usually come for playing, and other zonal purchases. Like I mentioned earlier, since we are already at the close of financial year 24-25, I have taken a stab at projecting what is in store for next year. Again, I wait for estimates to include it in the budget. We have confirmed contract rate increases for elevator AMC, Mahindra O&M charges, and pest control services. I have just highlighted the percentage also. For others, projection is considering a nominal increase of 2% over the current estimated expense. We should look to explore avenues to optimize our expenditure while also maintaining the health of the facility. And again, in this, I think we together as a EC and the ZC, many members will join together, will form a committee, review and formally communicate into the members of what is it. We have still time for that. Next is the BUR projection. There will be an increase in the per KL rate for domestic water from rupees 50 to 55 as it is notified by Mahindra. And this is just to highlight to the members. We do have cash expenses. I have just projected the last 3 years report. I've just taken a small step to reduce the cash transactions. As you can see, it has come down and there continues scope to further reduce it. This is as of this January, today as I stand in front of you, we still have close to 20 lakhs in pending dues. And the status of funds available in banks as FD as well as in savings. And next I will take you through a little towards information side on how we as a community can together, bring down the penalty like I mentioned in the earlier. I always hope and I also wish to see the member penalty coming down. I had said this in the last AGM also. If you can see, there are a number of units ending up incurring penalty on a monthly basis. This number is on an increasing trend. For members' awareness, MME invoice, I'm just sharing you the invoice cycle. MME invoice is issued on the first working day of each month and BUR is sent by 21st of every alternate month. Annually, you will have 12 MME and 6 BUR invoices. Aqua uses the ADDA Society Maintenance app for member interface. It also offers mechanism to pay your bills and receive instant receipts. I put this here because we receive a lot of questions from member side that I did not receive my email, how will I pay, I have got the penalty. So I just thought I'll share it as an information to you all. There are two ways to pay via ADDA. One, we can pay via the installed mobile app or via the ADDA online portal. I personally encourage members to install the mobile app. Further, if you have any questions on how to go about this, please reach out to the emails on the, that are mentioned below. On the lighter side, my goal is to enable transparency, efficiency and agility in management of our finances. I would like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your continued support of our Aqualily Homeowners Association. Your involvement makes a huge difference in the smooth running of our community. If you have any questions or would like more detailed information, I encourage you to reach out. Also, I would like to thank our President and Secretary for their contribution and wish them the best. Thank you. I also would like to... Yeah, it's an adda. You wanted... Yeah, you want it again as a detailed report? It is already shared to you. Again, if you want it as a report, I can ask the accounts to share. You want me to go over again or? As a report, I'll send it to you. Yes. Yes, yes. I should present it here? It is on ADDA. The financial report is at. It is there. It is there.
Okay, we'll upload. Just tell them we'll upload.
Oh, okay. It is there in the financial report. In case if it is not in the ADDA, we'll see that it is uploaded.
Okay. Actually, I think after the AGM, once it's passed, the financials will come in. For the present financials, along with the agenda, you circulated, right? So it should be there.
It is already, I think on 28th it was uploaded.
No, okay. Anyway, after the AGM, you will upload the full schedules and all the reports, right? No. There are two things. See, in ADA, there is a folder called financials of every financial year. So those are there up to 23. Along with the agenda, a notice is gone. So this will get into that folder after the AGM. Yes.
But the statements were shared via
Are we paying any tax? Income tax?
For fixed deposit interest, of course, yes.
What rate we are paying?
Yeah, I will let you know the exact.
Why? Because it's most of the association filing themselves as an association of persons. It is not legally correct. We file it as an AJP, artificial juridical person, because we are not running for profit. It is the principle of neutrality. So we can stay our status as AJP, not AOP. AOP is for join together to earn profit. AJP is a statutory organization. We are coming under society restriction act. In that case, we will be charged at the concessional rates of what is applicable for individuals. This is I have seen in most of the association case, they wrongly mention AOP. That bank interest they will charge 33.6% maximum margin rate. So in case we are committing that error, we can take some steps.
Thank you. We'll take questions at the end. Now, I request our election officer to come forward and present the results of the elections.
Good evening, one and all. Thank you for all this audience. Yes, we did it again. This time we have another elections that we have done in Aqualily. No campaigns, no posters, no 500 rupees, no biryani, nothing. We finished one election. Let me first take a moment to appreciate the real superheroes for this entire process, my nomination council. So they managed to find volunteers who are willing to take up this responsibility, which I think it's really hard to find, because I think finding a parking spot outside was easier than finding a nomination council, for the nomination council to find a member here. So that is how difficult it is, and my team did it so well. Thank you to the nomination council. And a big thank you goes to our president and secretary for their unwavering support to this entire process. And now for the grand reveal. So the brave souls who have stepped up to serve this community, let's give a big round of applause to our newly elected representatives from Zone 3, EC and ZC representative, Mr. Siddhalingaya. Sir, if you are here, can you please stand up so that the people can see you? Thank you. Sorry, I didn't see him here. And then from Zone 4, Mr. Sudhir Krishnan. And from Zone 4, Sudhir Krishnan is for EC and ZC. Sorry, I forgot to mention that. And then again from Zone 4, we have an EC ZC representative, Mr. Muthukumar Sundaresan. Join the team, sir. And for Zone 4 ZC representative, we have Mr. Rohan Ramachandran. Young chap, thank you. Join the team. So to all our newly elected representatives, hope you enjoy reading your emails, WhatsApp. You know, it's going to flood from now on. And you will have your confirmed seats for all your debates from now on. Okay? So on a very serious note, congratulations to our newly elected representatives. You are now the voice of this community, and we know you will serve with dedication, patience, and sincerity. To the rest of the community, thank you all for your support, your participation, and for not making me conduct an election for the second consecutive year. Thank you so much. And let's all work together to keep Aqualily a happy and a peaceful place. Now, let's give a big round of applause to the elected members and maybe a little encouragement because they have no idea what they signed up for. Thank you all.
Thank you, Purni. So now let me come to the next agenda of this AGM, basically passing of these resolutions. Kanaka, can you just open up the resolutions page? Resolution page. Yeah. It's not there. Yeah, thank you. So the first resolution is basically the audited financial statements for financial year 23-24 was circulated to the members and the treasurer to the members, and the treasurer of our association has just now presented the audited financial statements. Therefore, be it resolved that the annual general meeting of AQHOA hereby approves the financial statements for the fiscal year 2023-24 as presented by the treasurer. I request your approval. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. The resolution is approved by the members of AQHOA at the AGM held on Jan 19, 2025. The next resolution is there were 3 vacancies for EC and also to the ZC this year, and 1 vacancy for Zone 4 ZC. Sorry, 3 for EC and 1 for Zone 4 ZC. The election officer just now presented the result of the election process earlier. Therefore, I request this resolution to be passed. The annual general meeting of AQHOA hereby approves the election results as presented by the election officer. Thank you. The resolution is approved by the members. The final resolution is, Kanaka, can you just put it as a long resolution, so I want. Yeah, this is basically the current auditors of AQHOA have completed 3-year tenure. So as mandated by our bylaws, auditors must be changed after serving for 3 consecutive years. The Executive Committee of Aqualily Homeowners Association wishes to inform you of its recommendation to appoint KRGG and Associates as the new auditor for the association. And the address is there. So therefore, be it resolved that KRGC Associates be appointed as the auditor of AQHOA to conduct the audit of the association's financial records for a period of 3 years, starting current fiscal year. The scope of the services shall include but not limited to preparation of annual statutory audit of the association and issuance of audit report, assist and vetting of GST and TDS filings on a monthly basis. Of course, and we have a corpus fund and associated FD certification also. allocation of expenses to members quarterly or half-yearly basis. So the agreed audit fee for their services shall be rupees 1,25,000 exclusive of GST, subject to any revisions mutually agreed upon. So I am presenting this resolution for approval by the members of AQHA at the AGM. Upon approval, the EC is authorized to execute the necessary agreements with KRG Associates to formalize this appointment.
Pipelines is studied and examined, and the last audit we have made 25 plus that 60, that's all.
Correct.
So it's 5 times the audit fees within 1 year, doing that much.
No, sir, this is inclusive of everything, sir. Okay, complete fees. Last year, currently we are paying around 95,000 rupees.
Yes,
Correct.
including the reimbursement.
So, yeah, all these things. So, now it will be 125. This is upper limit. That's what we are claiming.
So they got 25 plus 60, we said, that we got 85.
No. Only total is 125.
125 is the total.
Total, yeah, exactly, sir. Filing GST records and all. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for approving this. Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you.
So with this, we open the floor for question and answer session.
Are we servicing or it is serviced by Mahindra?
I think the new members can occupy our side of Sudhir, please. Sir,
Yeah, please.
yeah, sir, please carry it.
Yeah. The new blocks, C block, that is zone 4. The zone 4 new blocks, that is 7 and 8, I think. They are the twin blocks on that. Still maintained by Mahindra, or we are giving them water and electricity? Because we had this problem when we had that. Can I use this?
Still, Mahindra is in operational responsibility for it. They are not part of our association, but we are providing them water and billing them.
What is the how we are recovering that? Because it costs us.
We are billing them.
Because I don't any costing are done for the treated water, because the water treatment is cost about, I think roughly about 15 paisa per liter, something like that.
All this is all this that is work in progress.
Probably
We are
I
not-
think
yeah.
we should know the visibility
do
of
that,
that.
yeah.
Plus the power, what is
They
there?
have agreed to pay the dues. We need to bill them and get the.
What about the power, DG power, and the electricity, TNEB?
No, TNEB is there, so we pay to the TNEB, right?
DG?
DG backup is there from our side.
That we are giving them. Somebody has to do the costing,
Right.
Ram, because this is not a small, it's
Right,
almost
right,
a
yeah.
blocks there, yeah. And
So all
why,
this is taken note of.
it is not
Well,
robbing
they-
me
at the
to pay
time of
more.
handover,
Yeah.
it is agreed upon by them that before the handover,
Okay.
they will settle all our dues and then only they will.
Okay. The second question is actually the solar we are trying on E block. What about the other blocks? Are we going on, it's a pilot or?
So E-block was not tried by us. It was MRDL's responsibility as it came as part of their plan, which they did not execute. So we figured that out. We reached out to them and made them execute it over the last 12-18 months. So it was Mahindra's responsibility for that. But solar is another initiative that EC is keenly looking at, but it should be done from our side. It's not Mahindra's responsibility. But solar is another initiative that EC is keenly looking at. In fact, Praveen from our team has been advocating it for a long time. We have, in fact, called vendors, looked at quotes, but all these are at very preliminary stage. At some point, we will move forward and we will inform all the
That
residents.
means current E block, which is a pilot. Which
So
is done-
E-block, once again, often when you say about E-block, the confusion is it's for the entire block. No, it's only for the common areas. So for us also, we are initially planning for common areas like clubhouse, the street lights and stuff like that. Once that we are able to implement, then we can probably consider
What
buildings.
is the
But
capital cost of that? Who is bearing it? Association
Which one?
bearing? Capital expenses of
For?
that. The E block.
E-block was done by Mahindra. Mahindra only had done it. It was part of their plan. commitments for E-block.
Right, right.
So whatever the idea that we were talking, it is very early stages of our operational committees, the committee that we have formed, it's in discussion where Praveen has been closely working with some of the vendors. That cost has to be borne by the association.
Last one. I will
Yeah,
take
sure,
5
sure.
minutes.
Please take.
Treasurer presented income and expenditure statement. You are right too. If you take the BUR out, the MME related expenses is last for 3 years I have data. It's from 2.78, 2.97 and 2.96 crores. Practically there is no increase in the expenses side. Okay. So while reviewing the revision of the MME, please keep it in mind because the expenses are flat. It's not going up last 2 years on that. Unless we expect something drastically going to happen because already 1 year over now, we are in. So please check it up and because it's very easy to increase the MME and the debt. Because in our period we reduced it because we know we don't require that much of money. So we reduce the MME. So when you want to increase the MME, please take a call on that. Why I am cautioning it? We are already running a surplus of about 1 crore in the balance sheet. That is income or expenditure. Out of that, if you leave it, your interest on corpus funds about unspent, not the spent one. Because we already spent 1 crore 30 lakhs. Out of that, if you remove the 85 lakhs, which is transferred from Mahindra at the time of handover, you have spent already 45 lakhs out of the interest on fixed deposit on corpus fund. So, even if you say out of that, some money which is lying with you in the surplus, but still 1 crore cannot be a surplus on that. That means whether we need to increase the MME, this has to be studied in detail. Because these are all details picked up from your accounts. I want to make sure it's easy to do MME revision. Yes, but probably in between the various units, 1 minute, please. In between various units, probably they may up and down. Probably Villa may have to get a refund, whereas other location may have to pay. So please take care while doing that. That is very important thing. When you take a decision, you can't go back on that, right? That's all. Yeah.
Just one point, sir. So what we're talking about MME, we look at the maintenance, routine maintenance expense. Whatever you're seeing as income or expense there, which is interest earned on the corpus, I think that money, we need to remember that that will be the money used for any repair works, like for example, painting of some blocks or all those things, right? Because our corpus principal is not growing, the interest is growing. So eventually when we have to do, as you said, infrastructure is aging, right? And we have depreciation. So eventually something has to be replaced. That money cannot be at that time taken from people. So in fact, some of us feel we need to do something to keep corpus also building. Whenever we replace, we will be able to do that. But as you said, yes, maintenance cost, when the MME is revised, we will look at the maintenance cost per se. And only then it will be increased, because increasing means even all of us have to pay more, right? So we will have to judiciously take a call. Only it will be increased to the extent on where it's to be increased.
So just to give you a reference, now we looked at quotes for painting D block, all the 8 buildings. It roughly comes to around 1 to 1.2 crores to do the painting work. So that's as infrastructure ages, that's what President in his speech pointed out. These maintenance works are now going to go, costs are going to go up. Look at, C block also needs to do it on their own. Now that would come to around 1 crore. So that is the cost we are, capital expenditure we are trying to train. Right? No, sir, see. How do we accumulate this cost? Can we go, I'm not saying we do it directly, I don't have a very specific answer. I'm just giving you a picture of what we are looking at in the next few years. See, for example, this, as the infrastructure ages, the capex expenditures are going to really come up. The play area expenses, right? That came around 15 lakhs around. So that is the kind of cost that we are looking at in terms of when you're doing capex expenditure. So it's not like, I agree fully with Pradeep and what President also earlier said, that this MME revision will not be blindly done. It will be thoroughly reviewed and done. But just wanted to give members idea of what is the cost we are looking at in the future.
Listen, no, the related subject, basically, I also studied some other communities where, because the aging infrastructure, we need to have enough funds and all. Probably, I mean, I don't know, I'm just throwing up the idea of whether we can apportion a small amount of money for, in our monthly billing for futures requirements, like, because that's going to come. Because the another problem, what I, yeah, correct. Yeah, correct. That's, in fact, Bhaskar was also advocating on that with me very long time. So that's one idea which probably we should think about it in future. Yes.
Yeah, I think the block 8 and 9 which is going to come up, and what we have been discussing, being a part of the member in this Mahindra, another 2 buildings are also going to come up. So in the light of this thing, what is the present capacity of the DG which we can serve? For 8 and 9 is going to be added frequently when the DG itself is disconnecting and again when the EB goes. So is it fully loaded to that, or we have to get an additional DG? If so, whose expenditure it is going to come up? And the second part is water softening plant. Now we are adding 2 buildings, then 2 more is going to come up. What could be the operational expenses? Because I was also a part of the member initially when the water softening plant came. The number of hours was reduced to take care, but if in case of this membership increases, we need to increase the operation hours. So to that extent, there will be operational cost. So any thinking has been done on this case?
So as of now, our water treatment plant capacity is 350 KL per day, running for approximately 10 hours. But this plant can be run up to around 18, 19 hours also. So technically, we can even almost double the thing. Okay. So this 350 KL is as of now meeting our requirement, including E block, excluding this to the C7, C8, C9. So what we as of now hope will be to increase the operating hours to meet the requirement. Even if the other 2 blocks come, we should be able to manage, unless there is some efficiency reduction because of the plant, right? Now, obviously, when those people come, they will also start sharing the operational cost. So in my view, the increase of the operational cost will be marginal. So effectively, the overall operational cost, when they also share, I think it will not make a big difference. But I don't think we will have to put up a new plant. We just will be running. The operational cost which is supposed to go up. It will go up. It will definitely go up, but that will be shared with them also. So both numerator and denominator will increase. So that's what we expect to happen.
DG. What about DG?
See, DG, as per the Mahindra calculation, they have 3 DGs here and there are 3 DGs there. Okay, I don't know the present situation, but Mahindra is supposed to give sufficient DGs for all the plant, all the blocks, right? So when they come, we will have to see the status of our DG. Like when E block came, they were trying to avoid giving, but we forced them to give that DG which is supposed to come, right? So similarly, if there is a DG in the plant, but it's a direct calculation, what is the load of that and what is to be given. Yeah, but as we saw for C block, C6 block, there is a feeder pillar missed out. So as per design, if there is something yet to be given, we'll get that done. That's what it is. So we will not have to create any infrastructure for the new projects. It's a builder's responsibility.
One request is make sure that when Mahindra hands over that fully 8 and 9, the DG part, if it has to be, whatever way it has to be addressed, so that it doesn't come to association to take care of.
Sure.
Thank you.
Sir, I can share 2 experience. 2 things are not avoidable. One is inflation, another is capital maintenance. See, I have seen some of the associations, residential association, they are having a policy. This association also think over marginal increase in maintenance fee. That is instead of suddenly increasing 10%, 25% like that, every year as a policy 2% or 3% increase. Because I have seen average 3% increase in so many associations, which is meet the incremental cost. See, for example, I can tell you, yesterday, 2 days back, the 8th pay commission announced. Government salary increase, everybody will ask everything increase. So, certainly inflation is going to be there. Capital maintenance is going to be there. So, that pinch of salt only on the bonus. So, in that situation, instead of going on that, as sir said, we can slowly make a rise in our corpus and other thing, why not we plan ourselves to have a marginal increase, 2%, maximum 3% a year, average, because average inflation rate in India is 5 to 6%. So at least 50% of that we can mentally prepare for that. It will not pinch our pocket immediately, number one. Number two, with my experience, I'm requesting all can think and consider solar project for the whole community. It is possible, viability, personally I checked up, it is possible for this community. If any project team is working, I can mentally prepare to help them with my contacts and other things.
So we just would like to know when the painting will start. We've been living for 10 years in the same C1401. So from the time we came in, it has gone to a very bad situation. The blocks are looking very miserable, sorry to say that, but I appreciate all of you all for the committee people, the present and the new incoming people. We thank you all. You're doing an excellent service. We came down just for this meeting, and the first meeting we attended was Mr. George and Mr. Pradeep. We were there. It was in the year 2015, September. I hope you remember. Yeah. So now, that time the buildings were all very beautifully looking. Even C5 wasn't there, to tell you. When we came in C5 onwards, after we moved in C5 and C6 and all that has come. Anyway, so we'd like to know whether it would be done at least once in 10 years. Because, you know, as we discussed, it will depreciate, yeah? Thank you.
Yeah. The painting works are already under consideration. We have received quotes. But one thing that is, there is a reason for the delay because we are working with Mahindra to finish some of the repair works. So once that is complete, this will definitely be taken up. This is for all the blocks. Yes, all that, yeah. Definitely, yes. I take it, your point is taken, ma'am. Yeah. Yeah. Someone at the back is raising their hand, probably you can.
Good evening. So I have two questions for President and Secretary. I am from Zone 1. I am the Zonal Secretary. In our zonal meetings, we keep discussing about the cost allocation model. And there are some variations that we have seen, which is not in the interest of some of the zones. Is there anything that is discussed in this EC meeting? And is there any action plan to correct that? It was briefly mentioned in Ram's address, but I want little more details in this.
From the time we have been the President and Secretary, so basically we have this Apartment Owners Act which has come in right now. So whether we are doing that or not, it is a must. It is now a must that we reallocate, take a relook at the existing cost allocation model. We are planning to appoint a committee which will include members from all zones. There they can express their views, which will be addressed.
And can we take it from this meeting that there is an assurance from EC that this will be looked at and it will be adjusted wherever it is?
No, that's what I think the President's address and Secretary's report had made it clear that the Apartment Owners Act requires us to take a relook at both at the bylaw and at the cost model. So that
can we minute it, please, as an action? Second question, Sir Srinivasan sir and Ram sir. This is about the interest on the fixed deposits, which are on the corpus that we have. How the interest gets reallocated when the money comes. We have been requesting as part of our EC members team, and also as in our zonal committee meetings we discussed, but we haven't ever got any clear answer on this. I don't know, this is an issue that I am raising in this meeting after hectic follow-up, probably for about 6 to 8 months of time. I don't know, is there a solution possible? Is there a transparency possible in this case?
Solution is definitely possible. I think the President has proactively addressed it in his speech. The interest corpus interest allocation would be, it's already being initiated. It will be looked at and it will be transparently shared with the members.
So basically we have, since it has been done by internally by us, so now This year recently, I have appointed the same auditor to do this exercise alone. I just given that exercise alone on the interest allocation across the zones, considering the fixed assets allocation also. I think we are collecting the data and probably it'll get done at the earliest. Yes.
Yeah, first step is to give the transparency to the owners.
Sure.
The second step is to correct. But at least we would expect that there is a very clear transparency in terms of how the source of money and where the interests are getting apportioned to. I
Sure.
think that would be a very minimal expectation from the resident side. Thank
Okay.
you.
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hi, good evening. Firstly, thank you for all the work done, Srinivasan, Ram, your report, Janet, your report, etc. Thank you for all the work done. And I know there have been a lot of distractions, but my question is something else. Despite the work done, distractions, etc., some core things we should try and continue and keep control over, I'm going to point out 3 things which I think is necessary to register here. First, there is a lot of unauthorized construction. There was actually a guideline saying so and so is allowed and so is not allowed. And I think in whichever way it was possible to control it in the past, if I'm saying the EC acted in a very, very strong manner saying, no, this is not to be allowed. So that is one example, okay? A core thing which I think we should not allow to slip. The second one, there was a practice of progressive discipline on defaulters, including, I'm saying, actions to be taken after 1 month, after 2 months of default, after 3 months of default, and at the AGM not allowing people a voting right, we never saw any conversation, any communication about defaulters at all. So this is the second one, and I'm saying defaulters and all, if you let the practice creep in after that, to reverse it and correct it is very difficult, okay? The third thing, after every AGM financial accounts being passed, the surplus deficit adjustment was always done within a month or 2. I am given to understand last year's AGM financial accounts that have been passed, the surplus deficit has still not been accounted. So my question is not about these 3. My question is it a conscious choice, a decision that the ECS made on these 3 as examples? Or is it something which just slipped out of your mind, and are you willing to recommit to start these practices again? Thank you.
I think you have a question, right?
Thank you. I'll address the second point with regard to unauthorized construction. Unauthorized, I'm just putting in brackets, because all of us are part of this community and we already have a signed agreement. And it's also part of the bylaw that we will not do anything that for which we have committed. One is, of course, in terms of the outside aesthetics and facade. That over a period of time, we have understood that there are certain practical requirements which is a fallout of the poor construction of Mahindra. So certain exposed areas where repeated rework was being done, especially popping of tiles in the balconies, I think many of the owners have replaced it twice or thrice, and then Mahindra themselves have allowed that to happen. So, in order to ensure that further expense is not incurred by the owners, that was allowed, and along with that, guidelines were prepared for 3 issues. One is with regard to solar, because solar was coming up. This was not as part of the initial guidelines given by either Mahindras or in the bylaw. Then second was the issue of having gates, because this was more in line to ensure pets are kept within the owner's premises and does not become a safety issue for the rest of the residents. Third is with regard to the overhead tank. So zone 1, if there is any disruption in the water supply, then it becomes difficult, because water supply, if there is a major breakdown, then all of a sudden water supply needs to be stopped if that has to be attended to. So then this guideline also was prepared, and we kept in mind 2 things. One is, of course, in terms of having a uniformity of the tanks that will come in, and the guideline also gave the vendor, and if there was a requirement, and if there is a requirement from about 4 or 5 units, then the purchase also can be coordinated at a fairly reasonable price. So these are published guidelines, and it is available for all residents. So beyond that, then to go along with the address of with the issue of popping tiles, certain the top cover was allowed. See, what we also need to understand is, whether it is Mahindra or the association, we need to abide by DTCP guidelines. So we have no authority, or we are not mandated with approving any construction that violates DTCP norms. DTCP norm says very clearly that any temporary construction, temporary means, you can put 4 poles and put a roof on top, that is treated as temporary. So anytime, because that does not have an enclosed space. The moment somebody comes up with an enclosed space and a top cover, that means you're adding to the FSI. This has got serious implications, because right now the property tax that we pay is based on the approval that Mahindra has taken with DTCP based on the constructed space. So if we have an enclosed construction, which means we have additional FSI, and that means additional property tax has to be paid. Plus, the maintenance that we are paying is based on the original sale deed, which contains a certain constructed space. So this impacts 2 key areas, and we expect that every resident abides by it and honors that, because this is the basic respect that I think we can give our fellow residents. Now, I could go around, construct something else and not abide by anything else just because, I am somebody. But here, as a community, all of us are equal. We need to abide by rules. We need to abide by what we are signed for. And that is something, I think it does not need a reminder from anyone. But there have been instances where it's not a good practice to discuss this in an open forum, but it has come to a stage where this has been raised with Mahindra also, and this has been raised with the president and the secretary. But beyond that, I think the responsibility is with all of us. The only option is to let DTCP come in. This is something that we would not advocate vocally, because this is our community, and we know the rules, and we do not want DTCP to come and tell us, because that is allowing the camel to come in, and then they would go around, because all of us have got experiences of dealing with DTCP, and it will be very difficult, because then they would start asking, then it's the opening the floodgate. So our request has been, do not do anything that would bring in or force the association Because once we write to Mahindra, Mahindra is going to just escalate that to DTCP. They will come in, which means then we have no control over it. So this is not to cite precedent, because you can cite a precedent and say somebody else has done it. But I think it is going to make things very difficult. And we have already raised this issue, but this is just to bring it to your notice so that we can have a self-discipline amongst ourselves, and also put it as, we have other issues that will come up for amendment in the bylaw. We could also take it up so that that is our earnest request, we become more responsible and do not indulge in these practices. And if there is somebody who's doing it, and I think that is willful default. Beyond that, we have no way of controlling that. If there's willful default, I think the action will follow for that default. So that's point for the second point. President wants to.
Good evening, Bala sir. Your question is very well taken. This step of sending out the unit reconciliation is AGM based. That is how the practice has been. As of now, for 23-24, we are here. The accountant is working on it. He's almost to the closure. In the coming days, it will be shared with the EC, post which it will be sent to the members. That's it.
Okay. Hi. One yet to be answered. So defaulters list. Be rest assured that we have not, forgotten about them, or we are not let them lose. We are continuously following up with them, and getting back the money that is they owe to Aqualily. This year, usually what happens is this year, every year we have the elections, and for that we publish the defaulters list. If that is what you are asking me, we publish the defaulters list and tell them that they are not eligible for voting. This year, since we didn't have the elections, I did not publish that list, but we have that list with us. Maybe I should have, maybe that's a miss. But we are be confident that we are following up with the defaulters and making them pay. No, what is it? What transparency is missing, do you think? Yeah? No. Even last year you received it. It is this every year before the AGM you receive the defaulters list, right? Every month? Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that, sir, going forward. Probably, yeah. Yeah. No. Wait, hold on. If you say there is no transparency, you should explain that, right? Defaulters list is not published. It is published online, but if you are asking me to, do it offline as well, put it on notice boards, we will do that. If you want to increase the frequency, we can do that. That's fine. But saying association is not transparent is not the, that is not the answer for that. Yeah. Okay. Sure, ma'am, we will do this. We will definitely, now that it's been brought up at the AGM, we will have a method of doing this going forward. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yeah, I understood. I inferred that as AGM related, but now that it has been told that every 3 months something it is published, we will start the practice again.
It is published, not yet started. We have sent it. You have published it, but not yet started.
Reconciliation statement is already sent to members. Just that we did have few concerns in the EC questions. For 7 to 8 months, it was a very long discussion. We have addressed that. Now we are at the close of it. Maybe in the coming days, it will be sent for 23-24, where you will have it reconciled and receiving it. 22-23 is already sent.
Hi. Yeah, this is, see, I'm Deepak from C1. So I just need to tell you some concerns about the wear and tear of the various assets what we are having here in Aqualily. As we all appreciate that this community is nearing 10 years or probably crossed it in some buildings. The thing is that, okay, we do have a natural thing like the wear and tear of various assets what we are using. A very good example I would like to give you is the very auditorium where we are sitting right now. If you all remember, at some point of time, we had a decent audio system here. There was a 24-channel mixer and then decent 2 speakers. Now, if somebody was to actually take this auditorium to celebrate a birthday or something, they could actually use the audio system here. Now, today, when we look around, we actually see concert-grade equipment here, which is on rental. Actually, we are talking to each other. We don't need such heavy concert-grade equipment here. But still, anyway, appreciated that we are going in for the best, what is available in the market. Good. But probably this rental or 2 times the rental can actually replenish the whole equipment which was at one point available in this auditorium is something which we forget. So while we were all doing the great things, okay, probably the waste collections, the common areas, the monkey minis, the stray dog minis, whatnot. So kudos to the team for that. You've done a brilliant job. But then in the quest for the bigger things, I think we are little bit losing on the smaller things. So like, second thing is the gym. The gym actually, in many of the AGMs, actually I've come for multiple meetings and I've never seen gym being taken up as a point where we discuss something. Okay, of course the students' play area was there and the turf was redone, and we also see that the cost actually if we see, one of our members explaining it took about 15 lakhs. Good, that is a great thing. So then why not spend at least a fraction of that on that gym, because it is in a pretty bad condition, I would say, because we don't have decent equipment there, first of all. Point number 2 is, if we are living in Aqualily, which is apparently one of the best within Mahindra family, and then if you have to shell out a fortune to take a membership in that club, if you have to use a decent gym, that itself is not in good taste. First of all, you have to spend not much actually, maybe a couple of lakhs, not even a couple of lakhs, maybe a lakh can actually make it a lot better. Because I've been visiting gyms for the last 20 years of my life, and this is the only gym which I have seen which doesn't have a decent equipment for even a bench press, which is a very basic thing. A very basic thing which you would find in any gym. So to that extent, I think these things have deteriorated. First of all, like I've given you simple examples like the audio system here, the gym over there, and things like that. So my request is that, okay, I totally agree that the EC members may not have the bandwidth to, okay, look at these smaller things because they have been looking at big things and they have been doing things. So appreciate that as well. So it is for this fact that we have these subcommittees. Now, one committee which we all see live happening, kicking, it's the cultural committee. Whenever there's a festival, they do things in a very good way. Okay, we can see that committee is there, it's working, it's fine. But there are so many other committees as well. We don't know who are in those committees. We don't even know which are those committees, first of all. And there is a lot of lack of transparency with respect to these committees, the way they operate. Who selects them? Is it election, selection, nomination? What? Which way it is selected? What's the tenure of the committees? How do they operate? And what are the results out of it? Of course, I totally agree that whenever you do a volunteering job, it's a thankless job. No doubt about it. Totally agreed on that. But still, there has to be some transparency on the functioning of the committees, because agreed that you guys sitting over here cannot take all these responsibilities, the smaller nuts and bolts of things. I mean, you cannot look at it. Totally agreed. But then, okay, you please feel free to delegate it to people who are not elected or selected, whatever. We are all there to help you out. So please, while you look at the big things and chase the big things, please don't lose focus of these smaller things as well. That's all. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thanks for points taken. Just a couple of things, like, you know, if you, so if some of the gym members like can get together and provide us a list of what is required, I think that can definitely be considered. Why it's not comparable to the kids play area is, kids play area, we are replacing the existing facility. Gym, what I understand is you are asking for more, improve the facilities, which will definitely be considered, but please, if you, some of the members can come together and give us a reasonable request, that will definitely be taken care of. As far as the committees are concerned, I think how the committees are formed is very clearly explained in the bylaw. It's the president's prerogative. It is discussed in the EC. Members are requested. The EC members take it up discuss in the ZC, and then give their recommendation. So there is a clear process towards that. So that is how the committees are formed. So other than that, you're looking at smaller things, yes, all these needs to be taken up, your points are taken. Thank you.
I have one question. So my name is Ravi and I'm a resident of C6304. And first and foremost, thank you very much for all the hard works you and your team is doing in the last 1 year. And especially I'm the new resident in the last 1 year, so I will talk about the 1 year only. Very much impressed with the kind of facilities, the greeneries and the other things. At the same time, I also faced a couple of challenges in the recent past, which I thought I have to highlight on this forum. Everyone has talked about the cost model and the accounting practices in terms of the C7 and C8, which has the new inclusion in the in our premises. I can see that. Since I'm staying very close to the C7, C8, I have a lot of complaints in terms of the behavioral aspect of the residents. They are not following the society rules and regulations which we have, the norms which we follow. In fact, when I complained about this, I came to know that this has been managed by the Mahindra World City, not by the Aqualily HQ. What are the provisions we have? How we can make sure that the norms, the rules and regulations which we are bound in terms of being a resident of Aqualily, that should be equally enforced to the C7, C8, because I could not see any boundary between the C7, C8 to the rest of the premises. They are also using our facilities the way we are using at this moment, but lot of nuisance in the midnight, mid-parties. When I go to the complaint to the guard, I came to know that they have to report back to the Mahindra World City, not to the Aquality. So it's very, very important, since they are the new residents in our society, we have to enforce our rules, regulations and the living norms so that they can abide with that. It's not like that they are part of our society, but they are not going to follow and abide with the rules and regulations which we have. Yeah.
So they need to follow our rules and regulations. In any community, in whatever living rules that we have for our, living and peaceful coexistence, they need to follow. This complaint we have just received, so let me take it up and see what.
Yeah, Ram, it's very important because thrice in the last 3 months I had complaint, and I'm not really
Can
happy.
you be specific, like what that complaint is? What is
It's a midnight noise, a lot of nuisance. I don't want to go on the personal basis, but in fact I reach out to the guards on the midnight 2 a.m. itself and letting him know that please go and tell him to stop all kind of nuisances he's creating. Because I'm very close to the C8, as you know that C6304 is the
so
close
this
to
is
that.
a transient phase where the security guards
Yeah.
are from Mahindra.
Yeah.
They are taking care. But
Yeah.
if you can write an email to the estate manager, he will work with the concerned. You can always, not escalate and reach out at the ground level, first level.
Yeah.
But if it's not being heard, please write an email to the estate manager. He will escalate with the people in Mahindra, and we will. Get a
But at the
solution.
same time, it is our responsibility, being elected committee members and our
We
society.
work through the estate manager, right?
Exactly.
So you write an email to the estate manager.
Yeah.
Our estate manager, I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
I'm sure we have an estate
Yes,
manager
yes.
here. You can write to the estate manager. He will take it up with the Mahindra officials and give you a response.
Thank you. Yep.
No, the barricades are removed with permission. Yeah. This one, right? This. They have closed the gates the other side, and they are using our gates.
That's what I'm telling you now, because it happened in the zone 5 before they merger. Okay, we barricaded it, we never allowed them to remove the barricade because they have no business to come inside. This is the same thing.
No, now there is an agreement where they pay for our resources, whatever resources that they are using. They have agreed to pay before the final transition. Before the final transition, that
the property handed over, they are paying it, not for the property not handed over. Please see that the property handed over or the occupation. So having sale deed or whatever is signed, only those things, whether occupied or not occupied, they have to pay the maintenance charges. But they are not merged with us. We have never carried any money from zone 5 in.
We are going to from that's the difference.
They agreed to pay for now.
Better please. Actually, we should not allow them to remove the barricade. Anyway, it was done. We are never allowed this when the zone 5 was there at the time. I think they all know that we had the big fight and only thing policemen never came, that's all. All we other fellows we went and protested. Yeah.
ID card with our name and the flat number, so which says we are the owners. So we do have. Now the card, I think, yeah. So we do not know now what system you are following as a security.
Now we have
It's ADA, fine. Now we too are here. The ADA is only linked with us. Now our child is not here. Now she's not going to know our incoming, outgoing. Another thing is we noticed these security people, we are not blaming them. The thing is, we use taxis. So we do not have a car here. We use taxis like Ola and Uber. So these guys, we don't tell them, we just tell them Mahindra and we get into Aqua. But it's so not security, this is very risky for us because the security keeps asking us flat number and all details. So we are forced to say this in front of this driver who can even come in our absence saying Mr. Sanjay C1401 has asked me to come. Now the security is not going to know whether we are there or not there. This is for the past 2 years going on. We were trying to sort it out how to handle this situation, and I did ask in my WhatsApp how the security is working out there. Now the thing is, when he sends the ADA reply when I am alone here, he gets it. So he knows I am in and out of this Aqua. But the issue comes now when we both are here. He's just sending, we say we are owners C1401, which the driver is also listening to, which we think is not right. Okay? And when we are not there, this guy can come.
You're right. So actually, when we moved from the old card system to ADA, the idea was that all those private things are confidential.
Yeah, exactly.
So ideally, in your case, what happened is the security guard did not do what he's supposed to do. He's not supposed to ask because once you say owner and this thing, his number should be there, right?
Yeah.
And he should only ask the driver's details and take.
Exactly.
So it's a mistake. So in fact, we are aware of this the last few months. The quality of the security, what is there, the employing, is gone down.
It's very deplorable.
Yeah, but that's been known and that's what he said. We are in the process of changing. And once we have the new security in place, we will do a retraining of all the guards with the ADA usage. Okay, so there are many things in ADA which they are not using now. We are aware of it. Okay, so that will happen probably in another
I think first
few months.
we should start with the security from the main
Yes,
gate,
yes, yes.
which is very, very risky.
Now the thing is the security is going to change in another few months, right?
And the
So
sad part
that's
is
it.
they all speak Hindi, so our Hindi is not so fluent. So they ask Cornell, I'm showing him the card which says old card, which has my each photograph, but he's not bothered.
That I think that should get addressed once the security changes in the next few months. I think, yeah?
We are seeing continuous violations of this building. Right, people are building extra rooms, expecting members to stick to the norms that we have established is not really working. So we need to come up with a more comprehensive system of how we can prevent members from doing it, or if they do it, or what is the action that will automatically be taken to ensure it is stopped or at least fined. I think the AGM needs to authorize a comprehensive the plan to ensure that all of these building violations don't occur in the future.
That is understood. That's all. Thank you.
I understand a couple of blocks are installed with security cameras, right? Is it going to be extended for other blocks or is just only for C block?
Yes, so we will work with the respective zonal committees and it will be, see, All this we have done in phases. That is it. It's not like block specific. We are doing it in phases. We will definitely work with the respective zonal committees and implement it based on their recommendation.
So, and the cost of this installation and the equipment will be borne by those specific blocks, or it's borne by the...
Yeah, if you are able to see, if we are able to identify it to that particular block, those expenses will be borne by that block, by the zone. Sorry, yeah.
Hello. Audible? Okay, so myself Praful from B8 block.
I just want to clarify what Shanmugam and Bala raised. See, the explanation was only to make us understand, but there was a point which I think got overlooked. It is to make an amendment, because we are doing a series of amendments on the bylaw. So to use the AGM to get that confirmation so that amendments can be done in the bylaw if on the ongoing and new construction that is being done by members. So I think that the House has to confirm on that. It is not to just give an explanation. The explanation was the background, but also get the AGM to authorize the unauthorized construction. Yep.
Okay. Mr. President, association's job is to run it as per rules, and we have signed individual agreement with Mahendra when we bought. As an association, we have signed an MOU that we will ensure whatever Mahendra has put in is implemented. That is our prime job. I think we should not look at it as a self-regulation. What would happen? Indisciplined people will go on doing, it is incrementally increasing, and look at the inconvenience it causes to the neighbor. There is a gap between various houses, that's all disappearing. I think you as president will be now experiencing eating all the moram seed. So what we have to do is, you have to take this, no need for amendment of bylaws. According to me, EC can take a decision. Even what we have to do is penalize them, monetarily penalize them, and ensure this will not be, otherwise it can become 2-story, 3-story, it will go. Now what will we do? I think it's the interest of everyone concerned. Psychologically, the first fellow who did a little alteration will feel superior, but the other man has done two, his happiness goes down. We should have discipline, we should have a common set out guideline, everyone should comply with it. That is it. And that is our job of the community. Because this community is a beautiful community. If we don't allow that discipline to come in and we should remain together in this, it will go out of hand. We will say helpless. And it is serious. And then, tomorrow, apart from the individual who is doing this, as you mentioned, DTCP, they may come and ask us also, why you didn't report? I think, please take it, let us treat every member equal, and whatever is, have a new beginning, because Bala, everyone is concerned. I think we are very gentle, but let us be gentle and let us be fair also. This is my request. Thank you.
Hello. So, myself Praful from D8 block. I had few queries. One of them was about increase in, audible? Yeah, one of them was about increase in MMC. Yeah, MME. So why? So one of the reason being, rather than increasing it in one go, we increase it in small percentage each year. That is justifiable. But other than this, I think there should be other reasons also, which I get to know that residents will be engaged over time as and when it will happen. So the query being, how will that engagement happen, right? So shall I call out my other queries right away or one by one?
I didn't get you, sir. Can you come again?
So how will the engagement about engaging the residents about increasing the monthly maintenance expense happen?
How will the engagement happen?
Yeah.
See, how does the engagement usually happen? We cannot always call up the residents and talk, right? There is a procedure we are following. The residents elect the AC and ZC members. They come and represent their members in the EC, and then EC has, as a body, discusses this and makes those decisions, and then we discuss those decisions in the broader group or in the AGM whenever that is needed. That is how the engagement usually happens. If you want, do you have any other suggestion like to have improve the engagement? If I understood your question right.
No suggestion as such, but I suppose increase in monthly maintenance expense won't be dictated, rather it would be the part of a conversation, or whether it would be like residents will, will not be dictated that, okay, fine, from next month we are paying this X plus one amount, but we will
it
get
never
to a
happens
fine.
like that, yes. Like it's,
No, so it's not about asking for the permission, but it's more or less about having a transparency in terms of what are the factors which led to increase in monthly maintenance expense.
yeah, we will share all those details. It's not like we take a decision without
Yeah.
sharing those details.
Okay, so, okay, got it. The next question is about the water expense. I think the annual water expense was about 78 lakhs or something. Yeah, something. So, do we get to know per liter rate or something?
From 50, it is going to 55.
Per kiloliter 50. Per kiloliter 50.
50.
50.
Okay. So, per kiloliter, yeah.
Now it's going to be 55.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So because Tamil Nadu government supplies the per kiloliter liter rate for them, I suppose is 14 or 15, if I'm not exact, but maybe 14 or 15 rupees per kiloliter. So any specific reason as to why this difference in price from 14, 15 and
When did you buy the house?
maybe in 21?
Okay, actually, this is something we signed with Mahindra. Actually, when we bought in 2014, the people who were there, at that time, Mahindra has declared the rate of water, so we buy from them. So what we also do is, whenever there is an escalation of the amounts, we try to negotiate with them, try to minimize that. That happens every time when it increases. So how it works here is, Mahindra has a per KL rate for water supply. For all the industries, they supply at X amount. For the residents, they give at 50% of that. So till now, it has been 100 rupees per KL for all the companies. For the residentials, it's been 50 rupees per KL. Now that's what they said. From next month, they are saying that they're going to increase it to 55. So that's the rate. Now, one option we have with Mahindra is to discuss with them and to reduce, but it will be a universal thing, not only for Aqualily, for all the residents.
So I suppose every other society or community here is also paying the same rate.
Yes. Every society within Mahindra World City will be paying at the same rate.
Can't we bring this down? Because if you see the rate difference is comparatively much higher. 14, 15 and 55, even if you negotiate and bring it till 30, then also it's much higher.
So that is an option we have to try. We've been trying. So there have been instances where we are able to reduce it by 5%, 10%, but that's something we can request, but that all depends on eventually how it transpires. But what I explained to you was the process on which we are paying, the basis on which you're paying. So the number comes from that.
Okay. Okay, though this remains unanswered, but see what happens. The question still remains unanswered. My concern was about the price per kiloliter.
You are asking, can it be reduced, right?
Yeah. And of course, I'm very positive that it can be reduced. Mahindra is not to dictate what water and what price we buy. I think we should be by the human rights. They should be selling it to us at the same price as that of a government, or maybe at the concessional increase of 5% or 10%. But more than 50% then in comparison to government rate is all the expense comes on the residents
We are not getting support.
accumulatively.
Why can't we introduce water meters then for each apartment? Every country we are having water meters.
Sorry, water? No, there is a water meter. Every building has a water meter. No, we have a water meter for the building here. Yeah. See, I'll tell you why. There is a restriction. Why we are not able to, probably Pradeep can also answer that.
Actually, there are two things here. One is the rate at which we pay. That is as of now controlled by what Mahindra gives us. So that's what we explained. How we pay is based on a meter. Now for the apartment blocks, unfortunately the design, if you see, there is no one inlet to every apartment. There are 3 inlets minimum to every apartment. Okay. So now if you have to put meter for every apartment, you have to put in 3 places, and the meter will not be in an accessible place because it is in a shaft. If you notice, just outside the washroom there's a shaft. So installing a meter will be a challenge. Taking reading every month will be a bigger challenge because there is no access to that. Even today, when for some maintenance to access is a big headache. And the last thing is, when you have 3 meters, each meter will have its own error, and when you add up the total, the numbers will not tally with the Mahindra meter. So as of now, what is the best compromise we do is, for every block there is 1 meter, every building. So the residents of that building share the water charges based on that meter. That's how it is. And individual houses have their own meter, right? We also wish we could put for each apartment, but technically we tried it. In fact, we had a pilot thing, but it didn't work because of the accessibility to take readings was not there. That's the reason, ma'am. Okay, if there is a technical solution later on, we can think of it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I had a couple of more. So this electricity audit did happen, right? So it was done at the block level or apartment level? I think unit level it was not done. It was done at the block level, right?
No, it was only for the common facilities, not individual.
Okay. Okay. And about the seepage in the D block basement, I think that is too worse to call out, to even call out.
Yeah, we have had a lot of discussions earlier also. It is an ongoing issue. There are structural issues in the basement which we have to accept. There are more than structural, I would call it design issues in the basement. So the seepage in the basement, there are multiple reasons. It's not one reason that they can fix. So they are identifying each reason and they are fixing it. One reason is cracks on the ceiling of the basement. Okay. Now they have tried. They are trying to address it through trial and error. They also don't have a particular solution. What they are doing is they are doing an injection method using different chemicals. First attempt failed. Second attempt seems to be reasonably successful. We have not signed it off. We would still wait to see how the if it is completely stopped. That's still work in progress. The other reason why water pumps in the background is in the basement is the water pipes, right? They come all through the block, go into the basements and then get out. So that opening is always there, and parking has been allocated below that opening also. So that's been a challenge how to we address. If we have gone for a less than optimal solution, Mahindra is only doing it. They are covering those openings right now. But in case we need to fix those pipes tomorrow, these slabs have to be removed, and so it's a less than optimal solution. But that's what Mahindra is doing right now. So that is also being addressed. The third one is through the, we have ventilation windows at the basement, and the glass louvers were broken there, and water was coming through it. That was a maintenance issue which we have addressed. If you could see now, that's like 90% addressed right now. We work in progress, and we have fixed that.
Yeah, that is work in progress. I suppose there are certain areas where
glass couple of places there, but you would also see that
outside.
90% of the work has been completed, both at the podium and at the basement level.
Okay, so on the same lines, like I can see two people working more or less on this job, on this resolution, on placing the glass slabs and installing the nets. Green colored nets are being installed on the ventilation. So it is, I think, two people doing the resolution work across the...
You're talking about the labors, right?
Yeah. Okay, I'm not sure till what time will they be able to finish it.
See, everything boils down to
and
cost.
I think
Like
it
if
is
you want
not
to do it in a month, we can do that, but yeah.
It is not finished yet.
Yeah,
I
it's
think,
not
yeah?
finished yet. We have not signed that project off.
Okay. New boom barrier construction, right? New boom barrier contract is supposed to end now, right? Boom barrier contract.
Yes.
So new contract is not yet signed.
We didn't find it effective, so we have, this happened very recently. We didn't find that contract to be effective, so we have cancelled that contract. That happened like just in a month back. Now, we will again discuss in the EC as to whether we want to renew a contract or we would maintain that on our own is something that will be decided in the EC. And
Okay, so boom barrier will still be there, but
no, boom barrier will be there.
Okay.
The asset belongs to us.
Okay.
It is an AMC contract.
Okay.
Someone coming in and maintaining it periodically. That we have not. We have found it. You would have also seen. It's not effective. We have outsourced that contract to somebody. It's not effective. So that maintenance part only will not be done by the contractor. The asset belongs to us.
So as on the east gate, boom barrier I think functions well, but as on the north gate, the boom barrier wherein the
So there is a motor fault which we are aware of, and we have not been able to find that motor. That's the only reason that it's been there. So as technology changes, design changes happens, and some of the parts are very difficult to get. So that's why in fact, it was on the AMC vendor to find that part, but he has not been able to. So we will do that going forward.
And about when the heavy rains comes, as and when recently Fengal came, right?
Huh?
Fengal, the cyclone came in.
Yeah.
So we see water collecting across the lift passages. So hello. So do we have any plan to install the aluminum or glass, acrylic windows?
So if you have noticed, they have done for C block.
Yeah.
So for D block, we are under negotiation. They have not agreed to it, but that's a proposal that we have put to them, and they have not agreed to it yet. To the MRDL.
So are we following up with them?
Yeah, we are following it up. That's what I said. No, part of this negotiation committee, we have an exhibit which talks about each at the block level what are the rectification works that they need to do. So all this is under negotiation. Some of which they have agreed, some of which they have clearly said no. The request that you are asking is they have not said yes or no yet. So that's pending.
Okay, and all these updates are there in the ADDA app, right? If I'm not
these
sure.
are negotiations, right? So
So like whatever be the minutes of meetings of negotiations or whatever.
No. So whatever the work has been completed, it's been uploaded you know what it is being done. It's there in the EC minutes.
Yeah.
As part of EC minutes, it would be whatever work has been completed. Yeah. But at part of, whether they agree or only once they agree, we will be able to publish that.
Okay. That is all.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello. 1 minute. Your good name, please?
Praful.
I think. Huh? Oh, okay. But I was wondering why you are not sitting in this side.
Which side?
It's a recruitment drive we'll run because you are having fantastic points. Now I will keep it in mind.
Actually, you were asking about how you will engage members for the MMA revision, right?
Yeah.
I think when the committee is formed, there will be the communication sent out. If you wish to, we would like to welcome you to join.
Thank you.
Hey everyone. I'm an owner resident here. I had few questions about security, facilities and all that, but that was already addressed because you said you're going to. So I'll cover areas that is not addressed at this point. There are certain, at the level of estate manager as well as the help desk in that area, right? Which are our employees. These areas I do see there's a drop in service to what we had before at that point. And some of the times what I'm noticing is there is no overlap when we switch between two different, basically when we move from one estate manager to another, one help desk to another, there is no overlap. And certain service which was already, we have assumed this service is already there, the new person is not at all aware because there is no overlap. Are we planning to correct this going forward? This is one point. Another point I have is, I keep talking to some of the facilities people in that front to understand why suddenly there's a drop in facility service as such, garbage collection, some of this, not the door-to-door, common area, some of the maintenance and all that front. Some of this are electricians and all that front, right? What I understand is their working hours have been shifted from 8 hours to 12 hours. I'm sure we didn't do that, it is the contracting company with that, but I want to clarify that it is probably something, and nobody else does this. I mean, Iris Code, nobody else does it. Only security they do 12 hours. But here right now we have changed recently this. So I wanted this to be addressed, these 2 points.
Only the MEP we currently have a 12-hour shift. Now that is being corrected in the new contract, so that's going to go 8 hours. Rest of it, we don't have a, whether it's garden or anybody, we don't have a 12-hour. What is the first one?
Between estate manager, help desk and all this, right, when they leave, the new person coming, there is no overlap. So the challenge with that is the new person is not at all scaled up to that point.
There are plans to have a formal training sessions for these FM team, but last couple of times what it has happened is the FM managers have left on their own, so there is no continuity. Like it's not like a planned transition; they have left in between. So that is a challenge. That's just like a challenge we have with any. Unlike a corporate where we can hold them back or anything and force them to do serve their what do you call that notice period. Here we are not able to implement that. That is something we are again looking at. How do we make people serve notice periods and things like that? Yeah.
I think somewhere in the contract, some window, if it's available, that would help us to overlap.
Definitely.
In that point.
Thank you. Thanks.
Hello, sir. Oh. I'll take my question after you.
So this is regarding the security part which we were discussing, right? So until the security gets started up and stabilizes, I think in our ADDA, we have option called invite visitor. So whenever we are coming by cabs or something like that, so it is, I think we can enforce that showing that code. So there we get all the details of the unit number and all everything. Maybe we can educate the securities to follow maybe in that way. We can study in that aspect also. So there we have options, book a cab and everything.
So the invite, yeah, invite is an option, but again, some of the residents come back to us and say that most of them are not aware of it, and therefore it's residents themselves push back on some of the proposals. Yeah, but that will be a very effective way of managing the security.
Because I've seen many places that has been shared.
They should. If there is an OTP, they should ensure that. If it's not happening, that's a lab.
No, even if the visitors are showing the OTP, these guys are not.
That's what I'm saying. They should be doing it. If they are not doing it, it's a lapse.
So I have this question. I mean, it's not even a question. From my experience of being an election officer for 3 years in this, in Aqualily, what I see is a lot of times the nomination council are struggling to get the right people there. The main reason why we are having this problem is because a lot of people are afraid of what would happen if somebody puts a case which is going left, right and center. Not even having a mobile, what is happening? Okay, so this has been a very important thing for nomination council, for the election officer and all of us in finding the right talent, and the right talent is not even willing to step forward because of the, what are the implications that these people are facing. So I want to make a suggestion to be responsible both ways. Like the EC should be responsible for their job, but as a resident, I should be responsible in a way that I will communicate my problem to the EC in a very respectful manner. Sometimes the emails that these people receive, if somebody else reads it, their blood will boil. That is how emails go left, right and center. So is there a way that we can streamline this whole process of you put forward your concerns respectfully as residents to the EC? The EC is supposed to answer you within a particular time frame, failing which you go in for an arbitration, basically. And if the arbitration also fails, then you can put a case on EC, whatever you want to do, you do it. Because today what happens is, according to your whims and fancies, there are cases that are filed left, right and center. And end of the day, you're drawing enthusiasm to come and serve, to be respectful. So can we have a communication protocol? So the communication protocol, something, a rough draft which I have is, we will send an email to EC, EC should respond, and if it doesn't work that way, we'll go to arbitration, and if the arbitration also fails, then you are allowed to put a case. And in that case, the case expenses will be apportioned across all the units. If you do not follow this protocol, the case expense what the EC is facing will be apportioned to the person who's doing it. Can this be one of the reasons? I mean, can this be done? In this way, it will make the resident also responsible, the EC also responsible.
I mean, I'm not sure if this can be done, but I mean, I honestly don't have an answer for that at this moment. Like, you know.
So Purni, basically legal remedies are available for everyone,
Yes.
irrespective based on your agreement or what you signed. Based on that, you always, because you cannot stop legal remedies. But it's, yeah, I understand where you are coming from, because this is the.
I have a case on myself, that's why I'm saying.
So this is the problem. So you can't help it. But I agree, like by these things will resist people coming into the
Yeah,
administrative side or whatever they
administrative
wanted to do,
side.
because they are obviously that will not.
And also from the resident side, the resident needs to be respectful and responsible.
So my.
Yeah, anybody. At least, yeah, ombudsman. True.
Then these can be solved. The ombudsman is irrespective of the board or EEC members, and they are only the arbitration part. If that is formed, then this can be addressed in a very peaceful manner.
Amicable manner. So what?
See, one more layer is that, okay, first level is zonal. Then comes the EC. The first level, if there is any resident has any problem, they have to approach their zonal committee members. If the escalation is not done, then they come to the EC members. Then the arbitration, ombudsman, and then arbitration we can go. That
Can
be a
there be a
solution.
protocol? Is it there already in ADDA that I missed to
No, we
read?
don't have an ombudsman, but we can try for that.
Yeah, please, because in that way, our way of resolving things, so it will also make the EC responsible, like you will have a time frame within which you have to respond to a resident, and we will also have a patience to wait, okay, we have sent an email to this person and they have 7 days SLA to respond to a query, and after that, if they don't respond, I will take the next step. It's not like we sitting on your head or you running away from responding to it.
See, it all comes from mutual respect, that's all. See, I foresee
That is actually lacking. That's why you have to enforce, basically.
The enforcement happens on mutual communication also. I think hopefully it is getting solved now, because we were lot of things are getting evolved, because people are getting new, people are getting to know each other. This community is becoming vibrant than it was before. So more and more days go, this arbitration will go for a toss. Ombudsman should solve, is what I feel. As we can try that.
Sure. Thank you so much.
Two requests, sir. One is, I think it will be, all of you all think of the fountain in the entrance. When we bought the flat, it really attracted me. But I don't know the reason why it's abscond now. But please consider it and keep a fountain, because this is not a normal Aqualily. It's something hi-fi. Make it as hi-fi. The second request is, yeah. And this has to be done. This is not a normal, it's not a cheap community. Please keep it in your mind and make it a point to consider it, please. It's a request. Second request is, I don't know, after your newcomers, because last year also they all were telling securities will be changed. But I don't know when. I don't know. Everything is like that. But only in the AGM meeting I can talk, so I am talking. Yeah, thank you. It's okay, sir. But what I need is, no, you can consider, we have only 7 autos, I think, in the entrance. You can give them one, sticker, so that they can come, because they come to serve us. But we have an emergency also, we have to talk about everything. Flat, now, as she says, all the address we have to give. You can take his driving license, you can take anything from them, for Aadhaar card or anything, and just 7 people only I think here, just keep those 7 members at least to come and go easily. Because all these, what I would say, it's, people, these sales people, big basket people, daily basket, no, all people run inside. But what auto people, I don't know why, all are gems to my knowledge. So please consider it, because we are in very need of the auto people, and very often we go, so please consider it. Thank you very much.
If we
and go to the respective flat. So I don't think we are having this problem. Of course, I am not sure. No, no. See, whenever somebody comes from outside, there is an element of some security level discussions going at the gate. No, you see, you don't take anybody for granted, whether you are 7 members, auto drivers are reliable. You know, nobody knows. Everything what happens is when we call for them, they come through the security and they reach within 10 minutes time. That much I know.
You can pre-approve in ADA, auto person, by giving the vehicle numbers and the person as an owner. So that will solve a majority of the security reasons, because as Sir probably said, it is not the 7 autos we are living. We are giving a free for them to come in any point of time. Whether we will not be able to track them, whether they're coming to pick up or they're just coming here for something else. Yes. No. If you pre-approve them, no necessity. See, we are the owners. We have to pre-approve them. If you know the auto guy well, pre-approve their numbers. They don't need to stand. They just. Correct.
And
Correct.
he's talking to me.
Today there
All
is a
this
gap.
This really,
Correct,
we have many
correct.
complaints about the securities,
Correct.
which should be
See,
taken
there are
care.
lapses. That is what we are looking for a
Lots,
change.
as she says, many things
Correct.
to be told. Thank
We
you,
agree,
sir.
ma'am.
See, I
Certain
think-
things which we
I
can
think-
also pre-approve. What I'm saying.
See, I think
Thank you.
I think from some of the discussions on the securities, members would be, it's not specific to you, ma'am, so you can sit. So some of the discussions about the securities, you can see the challenge faced by us, right? Like some of them want 100% security verification to be done before letting anybody in. Somebody feel that the existing restrictions are very heavy and they want this to be lightened. So these are the challenges we face before, making any of these decisions. I think that's very evident from some of the discussions that we are having here.
Okay, so this was, I think we are some 35 members here, and 17, 18, 20 people online. But I suppose the residents in Aqualily is percentage-wise considerably much higher, which includes 75 to 80% tenants. Right? So do we have any facility for tenants to be able to access all the guidelines or bylaws or whatever which they need to follow?
No, ADA access is there. No? Even tenants can get their ADA access.
Okay.
They have to actually, yeah.
Okay, I'm not sure. With so many PGs and so many room sharings here, I'm not sure if they are even accessing it or if they are even using it. Let me quote one very small example. That the guideline says that no bike should be coming in the kids play area before
Absolutely.
9
That's what I
PM,
mentioned
right?
in my presentation also.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I think,
but
Praful,
I
your
think-
question is enforcement. Your question is enforcement. Are we enforcing the bylaw to the residents? Is that your question?
No, that's not. I come from the mindset wherein given the guidelines,
Okay.
any responsible resident will attempt to follow it.
Okay.
That is the mindset
Correct,
I am coming
correct,
from.
correct,
And I suppose that is true.
correct.
No one would want to
Correct,
flout the
correct,
guidelines.
correct.
It is known to them.
Correct.
So rather than I think enforcing by installing the security guy over there, I think more or less awareness is required at the place wherein owners can guide
Give the,
their
okay,
tenants.
you want to
need
give
use this for
FAQ document to the tenants.
Yeah, or maybe WhatsApp group for tenant like the way we have for owners.
Okay.
That will, I think, more or less engage tenants also because they are 75 to 80% residents here.
We can think, actually, we can consider this maybe an FAQ, or we will discuss this and get back, because this has come out now. If it is required, let us do it.
See, from association point of view, ADDA is the formal communication, okay? So we communicate to our members, residents through ADDA. Any other communication is only additional. Zonal members can take it up and put it in their WhatsApp group and stuff like that. But the expectation is, even the owners, when they hand over, when they give their house on rent, they're expected to inform their tenants that they need to have download the ADDA app and log in there.
Yeah, but with regard to the issue he raised, the problem is even the owners who have let the apartment, if we take up the matter with them, they are not bothered because they bought it for investment and they are sitting somewhere else, and they are more concerned about their rental income than following this. Even when we coordinate.
Sir, that is agreed. So whatever suggestions, what I meant was all those are additional ways of doing things. But from an association point of view, ADDA is the formal communication.
I agree.
The rest are all additional communication, which anyway we can do, at the zonal level, at the everybody, whatever WhatsApp groups they are belonging to, they can keep communicating so that all these issues are resolved. And I fully agree. Like there is I think specifically I come from the same zone. So we have a owners group there. We don't have a residents group where tenants and owners are there. Those are things that at the zonal level we can definitely do.
To your query of telling the personal details to the security guard, in ADDA if you see there is something called as resident ID card. It's just a scanner. You don't need to tell any of your details, just show him and the security should let you in. Please, it's very easy to access. Yeah.
All right.
So I had a couple of more. So I think one is for the garden committee. So in comparison to what we have in C block, the gardening and the landscaping, the landscaping and gardening outside D block is more or less barren, if you say it.
I think often the complaint is the other way. Like there is more gardening in D block and less outside. So I'm a little surprised that you are saying this. Yeah.
It's just outside the apartment.
Yeah, but no.
On the outside part of apartment.
Yeah, that's always, we can always work on that and look at stuff.
So for that gardening work, like do we have to approach the gardening committee or we can do our own plantations?
No. Common area gardening cannot be done by individuals. It can only be done by the gardening team here. Even the committee can only advise.
Okay. And it is the other one is about the cameras which were installed. So I suppose they were installed also in the C block. So how about this? Let's say there is a camera in the C block, C6 I suppose, on the entrance of the C6 with the wires tangled and rolled. All the extra wires are, just tangling and hanging and rolled in the FSAD manner. So who takes care of this part?
No, it should not be. If that's the case, I'll ask the EM to look at it because they are not supposed to be tangled and let loose. That's not the way it was supposed to be there. But if that is the case, we will definitely look at it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks. I think okay, one last question, yeah.
Hello, I'm from D2102. I would like to share that seepage in the car parking area is consistent always over a period of years. We have occupied more than 7 years it is, but still the seepage has to be done, that work. Very dirty it looks for parking and all. And another thing that while we get down from the lift, the tiles, everything is broken, the step side, And the drainage system also, there is not good. And so many children are running, so they may try to fall
No,
and
where,
get injured.
where the steps, which steps are you talking about?
D2
the outside steps, right? So those were broken. At some point we had this dustbins that were rolled through the staircases.
No, the main step itself, it is a very...
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The dustbins were rolled through. Now we have stopped that. So most of the places, the broken steps were fixed. If D2 it is not fixed, we will take a look at that.
Yeah, D2 it is there
Yeah.
for a long time.
We'll
And we
take a
have
look
been
at that.
complaining to the manager also here
Yeah.
in the clubhouse, but still it is not being done, taken care of. So that has to be done. And the same thing in the parking area, over a period of years, the water seepage is there.
I mean, yeah,
And
water
very dirty.
I'm
it
sure
looks.
you would give some benefit that there is some improvement, because we have over the years, at least over the last 12-18 months which I have been part of the ZC and EC, we have made a lot of progress in
No, that is okay. But
for your parking, it is not yet addressed.
similar way, these things also has to be
Yeah,
taken care of.
definitely. We are, that is not a closed issue, ma'am.
Really, I have a very good appreciation of this other work being carried out and very nicely done. But still,
That's what I made in my presentation. The basement work is not, basement seepage is not completed.
Yeah.
They are addressing it step by step, and we have not signed that off yet. So that is being looked into. All these issues are,
even the D2 outside.
and Mahindra has agreed to resolve that. So that is something unless the shutters that somebody asked here, like rainwater coming in and putting a shutters, that is something that Mahindra has not agreed to. We are in discussion. But for the basement, Mahindra has agreed to resolve it, so we are working with them continuously.
Equally, the steps also, sir, that
steps we
D2
will have to
outside,
do.
that
Steps is maintenance issue, which
because
the
children
association
and
will
all,
address.
they are very joyfully they get down. They may try to slip and injury also. But that also has to be done very immediate basis. Yeah?
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
I think with that, thank you. So thank you everyone for sparing time and attending the meeting here. We really appreciate members coming here and taking the time off. Thank you all for attending the meeting. See you in some other gathering. Thank you all.